peoples. Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm very excited about today. I get to go have the rare chance, something I've never done, is to do a ride around with a police officer, and with a North Pole police officer of all. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've never done it, and I've always, I have huge respect for people that are in the profession of saving lives. If you're a police officer, firefighter, people that work in the medical field, people, a lot of our military. Huge honor and respect should go to those people. So I'm pretty cool to be able to see things from a police officer's perspective. I mean, I'm hoping it's really boring because North Pole seems very quiet and I don't see a lot of crime and stuff, but this will be a wonderful experience. So I'm going to bring you with me, and hopefully we can be safe and have a good time and learn something today. So why don't you guys come on with me? Let's go head to the North Pole Police Department. Here we go. Introducing yourself to everyone, sir.
I'm Officer Phil McBroom. I work for the City of North Pole at the Police Department. I started my employment here in North Pole in 2007 after completing the academy here in the Fairbanks area. Worked a couple of different assignments, including patrol, or in addition to patrol. Currently working as a school resource officer, serving in the North Pole City Schools. The high school is where I spend most of my time dealing with students. I do a lot of classroom presentations, interfacing with the staff and with the students, and just trying to build a good rapport with these folks, as well as responding to most of the calls for service that we take over here. I also spend a lot of time at the middle school, elementary school, and in our charter school as well. So also work special assignment in DUI and traffic enforcement, and actually spent most of my time here in my career in that assignment, almost about 5 years total. Very focused DUI enforcement out here in the area. There's not a lot of other law enforcement in the North Pole area outside the city limits, and so we get a lot of DUI problems, drug problems. So that was a specialized area of focus for me. I'm a drug recognition expert. Also spent quite a bit of time just dealing with traffic problems. We've got a tremendous amount of traffic that comes to the city of North Pole. It's the main thoroughfare for the Eielson, Fort Wainwright military crowd, and of course the about 100,000 residents that live in the borough here. So that's been the main focus of my special assignments.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you live here locally? This is home for you, or are you from here, or where's home?
Well, I moved to the North Pole area when I was in my early teens. I've been here ever since, so about 25 years, with just a short break for some military service. This has been home for me. My home's here, very close to the city limits, and it's where all my kids have been born and raised so far. It's a fantastic community to live in.
Is not only is he a police officer, and a very good one at that from what I can tell, he's also a pastor. A pastor and a police officer. Now, how does that work? Like, how do you mesh your jobs, or does that mesh even better, I guess?
I have a lot of people that ask me that sort of thing when they find out that I'm a pastor, and for me, it meshes even better as far as I'm concerned. When I read the scriptures, I can see that really one of the very first institutions that got established after the home was that of government. That's the way in the book of Genesis. And so the importance of being able to manage and govern people with a set of moral laws has been critical from the beginning. I'm always responsible ultimately to God in everything that I do. Everything that I do should be for the Lord, first and foremost. That keeps me honest, it keeps me ethical, it keeps me moral in everything that I do on the job. But I also have to remember that I have the opportunity to really affect people for good or for evil in the way that I utilize the authority that's been granted to me. So while I'm commissioned by the state of Alaska and employed here in the city of North Pole, I also recognize that my first and foremost responsibility is to God, making sure that authority isn't abused, but that it's used for the right reasons.
How are you guys doing this morning? I hope fantastic. We are doing great. Feeling better every day. Woohoo! These little crazies.
Hi! I feel good today.
They ate spaghetti. They
Did
just
you
ate leftovers.
mouthwash?
I did. Does that smell beautiful?
I smell mint.
I'm minty fresh. I'm gonna head on into town later on this afternoon. I have a chiropractor appointment because I am all kinds of out of sorts. I think a lot of it just has to do with travel, my body just going through craziness, and I can just feel I'm out of sorts. So we're gonna go do that a little bit later. We're gonna get some schoolwork done. So that is kind of our plans. Daddy's doing something fun today. He is actually going to go do a ride around with a North Pole police officer. So that's pretty fun. I think he's pretty excited about that. He's always kind of wanted to do it. And they're just gonna take him around, kind of show him maybe what they do during a day. So that should be kind of interesting. Okay, so that's what we're gonna maybe do. We might go see Daddy if I can find him around and about. I'd love to drone him, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So, but regardless, I'm gonna go to the chiropractor and get all this squared away. Let's head on that direction.
Thing I'm learning about police cars is that if you're in this seat, it's rather cramped because there's just gear and wires, and I'm trying not to mess anything up. So, and you get to hear this noise all day. Does it ever drive you crazy?
It gets a little old sometimes.
We're doing patrols by schools and libraries. Alaska has a lot of people that have firearms, a lot of times in their vehicles or because they're hunting or personal protection stuff. When you have a traffic stop and you have to, let's say, walk up on someone that is someone that can legally own a firearm, like what is the most comfortable way for them to respond from your perspective?
Alaska state law requires folks to inform law enforcement officers if they're carrying a weapon on their person. Mm-hmm. And so the safest way is for them just to go ahead and inform me right away. Part of my typical questioning sequence, even if it's just a routine traffic stop, is whether a person has any weapons in the vehicle. The ones that I'm worried about are the ones that don't want to tell me. And so if somebody does state, yes, I've got a gun, I've got a firearm, I've got a knife, whatever, I'm usually not too terribly concerned about that unless they're not allowed to be carrying those things. Got a few of those, but typically folks are carrying legally. Since it's an open carry it's an open carry state, or there's no concealed carry permits even required here in Alaska. It's fairly frequent for folks to be carrying firearms. I don't get too wound up about it. In fact, if people are honest with me and they let me know where it's at, then I'll just let them typically keep those weapons even during a traffic stop. I have the legal right to take those away, at least during the contact. I typically don't unless I have some safety concerns with that individual. As long as they're up front and they tell me about it, then I'm okay typically with them keeping those firearms right where they're at, as long as they keep their hands inside. Yeah, and there are so many firearms up here. I can't get wound up about every person that has a gun in their vehicle, because it's perfectly legal for them to be carrying guns as long as they're informing me about it.
I'm just wondering, because I mean, like, from your job, I mean, I know you do this all the time, but like stopping a vehicle and walking up that might have my mom or might have some gang member in it, like I couldn't imagine. So like every time that I've been stopped before, I'm always very open about, like, hey, you know, I want the police officer to feel as comfortable as possible, and because I just couldn't imagine doing that part of your job.
Yeah,
it is really scary.
Yeah, there's always safety risks. Traffic stops statistically are the most dangerous thing that we typically engage in.
Oh.
And so whether that would be encountering an armed assailant or just traffic out on the roadway that poses a danger to us, it can be a really dangerous time. And so there's not ever a time for complacency, and even if a person is in possession of a firearm and I let them keep that, I'm still going to be very vigilant and watchful, make sure that safety is paramount all the time.
Sir McBroom and I are out keeping the world safe here, so let's go and check with my wife, see how she's doing, and making sure she's taking care of the kids and making sure they're safe. Here we go.
Day in the life of Jessica Somers here?
Kind of. Well, yeah, we do a family vlog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So family's getting justice?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go this side up here first, or left side up first? This one. Okay. Very nice. Drop and relax here too. Excellent, Andy. Deep breath here. All the way up, just a little one there. Should be real easy on you. Good. How old are you guys now?
I'm 11.
11.
7.
7.
I'm 5.
5.
He's 5 now.
Did you just have a birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. But was that okay in your job? Okay, I'll let this one clear real easy. You guys are off and running? Good, thumbs
Yep.
up, we'll see you later. Good.
Cool. Thank you very much.
What's the craziest call you've ever had out that you're comfortable sharing, I guess?
One of my favorites of all time, my wife was doing a ride along with me, and it was actually Christmas Eve, probably about 10 years ago. We're patrolling late at night. I was on a DUI enforcement assignment on Christmas Eve, and there was a snow machine it came out of the bar in North Pole, one of the bars, and was literally bouncing back and forth across the road. It looked like whoever was riding it was really intoxicated. And so I ended up stopping the guy, and he actually pulled over, which was fairly unusual for a snow machine. We have a lot of them that just try to run from us. And no joke, the guy's name was Kris Kringle.
No way.
Yeah, Christmas Eve, stopped Kris Kringle coming out of the bar. Taking the exit from northbound Rich onto Badger.
Looks like a routine traffic stop. I hope, because I'm told there's no such thing as a routine traffic stop. Everything looks okay.
He's just in a hurry today.
Okay.
Nothing too shady.
Okay.
Yeah, my goal in traffic enforcement is just to get people to comply with the law. I don't really care too much about writing tickets. If I can get my point across with a warning and get him to drive safe, then that's what I'll typically do. And he's willing to own up to what he did, and that's good enough for me.
So are you being nice because there's a camera on you, or are you always this nice?
Well, I hope I'm always this nice. I try to be courteous and gracious.
Okay, so we just finished up with Dr. Moore. He does a fantastic job. I can already feel like a lot looser. Yeah, felt pretty good. So hopefully my hip will not be bothering me as much. Hopefully I will feel better overall. I have been walking with my mom at the gym for a little bit. She's training for a PT test, so I've just been kind of going with her and just basically walking a track, nothing too crazy. I'm hoping to get this healed up and then I can get back in the gym because I've missed it. Let me start the car here. We're gonna go to Taylor's Golden Stones because I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but I haven't been wearing my wedding ring for like a long time. This is my 10-year anniversary ring. My diamond was loose in my ring and it lost the tip. But I dropped it off yesterday and it's already done today. So we're gonna go pick that up.
Blessing.
And I can have it back because you feel naked. You don't. when you don't have the right ring. So we're gonna go pick that up. Let's check in on Daddy and see how his ride is going. Baby better not be getting any trouble. Are you getting any trouble? Get those bad guys, Dad. Get
My hat is off to police officers. Holy moly. I couldn't imagine doing this job. I'm sure I could maybe man up if I did it enough, but wow. So if you are a police officer, I want to say thank you. You're amazing. You're a hero. You're a legitimate hero. Like, you save people's lives. Maybe not every day, but routinely. So thank you for that. Again, for military, of course, and firefighters, and also people in the medical industry. All of you guys are modern day heroes, and my hat is off to you. So I just found out, so this is your son then?
It is.
That is awesome. So you have like a family dynasty in law enforcement.
He actually started before me, and then he talked me into it.
No way.
He did.
Do you like being a North Pole police officer?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's a great agency to work for. It's a great career field.
I got to ask you a fun question.
Sure.
And maybe you don't know because it's normal, but a lot of people that watch this are in different parts of the world. And like, what is different about being a police officer in North Pole as opposed to like maybe Texas or a different state?
I think it's just a small community. It's very warm up here as far as personalities go. Most people don't give us much trouble. Low crime rate. I think it's this community itself that makes it special.
Mm-hmm. Do this again because this is nothing else is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, come do a night shift sometime.
Night shift,
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Hey guys, leave me a comment down below. Do you want to see the night shift in North Pole, Alaska? Very much for this experience. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. My pleasure.
All right, so if you guys would like to see the North Pole Police Department's jail, you're looking at it. It's right there. It's that bench. You just get, like, I guess, handcuffed to it. Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. So be good, or else you end up there. Right here with Rachel behind the scenes at the city of North Pole. So Rachel tells me like one of her primary jobs is like evidence. So that's why I can't go there. Evidence, right? Top secret stuff. Secret stuff.
So I'm the records custodian. So any request for records comes through me. I take care of all of the paperwork that comes in from the officers for cases, and I make sure that it gets filed correctly.
Wow.
We scan it into our case files in our records management system.
So Rachel, what I'm hearing is you're like the one stop, like call Rachel, she'll take care of it. Is that pretty much how it works here?
Kind of. It feels like that sometimes.
Everyone back at headquarters at the North Pole Police Department. I've got Chief Dutra here, and I was going to ask him a couple of questions. So, Chief, appreciate you letting me do a walk around and a ride around. I'm sorry, not a walk around, a ride around.
Thanks
You're
for coming.
awesome police officer. So, what are some of maybe the unique things that I guess a North Pole police officer might have as opposed to, I don't know, maybe work in another part of the, like Texas or a different place?
Well, we got the Aurora. That's the coolest thing at nighttime when you're on patrol and 40 below. It's pretty interesting. You got moose running around. You got Christmas themed city, and we have a great community that's very welcoming and a good place to work.
If someone actually wanted to join the North Pole Police Department, what's the process, or why would they want to work here as opposed to maybe another department?
We're a pretty cutting edge department. We have a lot of high tech stuff. We got computer aided dispatch and MCTs in the cars. We issue our officers updated equipment. We stay pretty progressive when it comes to policies and in community policing. We do Alice program and Guys Read. We do all kinds of community outreach to make this a pretty safe community. We have a pretty low crime rate. It's very supportive citizens we have that live here, and our city council's one of the best, and our mayor is a great guy as well. So,
talking about wildlife, I know a lot of people like had questions about like wildlife. So, like moose, bear, are these concerns? Are these things that cross your desk?
Yep, every now and then we have moose collisions, and we have to deal with those. And then no caribou in the area other than at Santa Claus House, which is, well, actually those are reindeer, but very similar. And we have, from time to time, we have some bears on the outskirts and along with wolves, so outskirts of town, but not too often inside our city. So
Appreciate you letting me do a ride around, sir. Thank you so much for what you do, and it's really a pleasure to meet an actual hero.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, we're here at Gold and Stones. This is the place where Mom got her ring fixed. And look at all those pretty rings. Look at all those. Look at all those earrings and bracelets. Very expensive stuff. Look at that. Bye guys.
Just like brand new, and they tightened up all the stones, and I double checked them, so they tightened up all the stones, and that's in there good and solid, and all the prongs are on there now.
Oh, perfect. It is new. Yay, now I don't feel naked.
Did you get the bad guys, Dad?
Kind of. I'm sitting here with the Chief of Police, Chief Dutra.
Hello, Chief of Police. I didn't realize you'd still be there. I don't want to
have fun conversations.
Oh, neat. I got my ring back.
Oh, good job. Praise the Lord.
I'm just letting you know that.
And did you get adjusted? Do you feel better?
Yes, I feel a lot better.
Okay.
Good to go. All right, I won't keep you.
Where are you going
Bye.
now?
All right, that was an awesome experience. Oh my goodness. Yes, big thank you to all you that do work in law enforcement. I am a huge fan, and thank you for doing that job.
Okay, so we made it home. It was a great day. I actually felt very productive today, which is fantastic. I think my babe had a blast riding around in the cop car. He was telling me all about it. He was pretty excited. They look great. Good job. Make sure you go potty, please.
Okay.
We are so thankful for the police officers in our area. Work hard to protect our little community. I think that they do a great job, and the people that work over there are just fantastic. So thank you guys so much for everything that you do for North Pole. You guys are fantastic. Don't mind the crazy in the background. Okay, so I think we're gonna call this one a night. I did want to tell you guys real quick about the comments. So you guys know that I re-enabled the comments essentially, and was kind of hearing a lot of feedback from people saying that that might not be the best idea to do that. So what I did is I went ahead and I set a preference of that I have to approve all of the comments that come in. So if you don't see your comment right away, just know that I will be on there periodically checking the comments and then approving those and making them hit the actual comment section. You guys can still comment, but it might just take a little bit for it to show up on our page. But we still want to interact with you guys, and another way we can do that also is over on Facebook and our Instagram. We are very active on both of those platforms, so if you want to come out and pop over there, leave us comments on there. I might even actually post the thumbnail of that particular video, and you guys can have a discussion there, because that's like one of our favorite parts, is to be able to talk to you guys. So hopefully YouTube will get this figured out soon, but until the meantime, I think we are just gonna have it be like on the manual approval mode, if you get what I'm saying. So thank you guys so much for your patience. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It was a beautiful day. It was a sunshiny day. Spring is coming. I'm so excited. So, okay, he's totally on the toilet. Okay, kids did a closeout, so I'm gonna send you over to that. They were quite proud of it. So, take it away, kids.
Thanks for watching. See you in the